What's up? And it's another day with your daily live streamer, Pat Maxton. Bro, I almost said Paxton, bro. Not Paxton. It's another daily live streamer with Maxton, and we're about to react to You Had One Job. Let's go into my Google account. Type YouTube. If you just got it on PC and you don't know how to go into YouTube, this is how you do it. I'm not gonna be reacting to this because you can just watch it from there.
These are some people who had one job. This grocery store has a sign that just says stuff. Somebody poured concrete over this cone instead of just moving it. And this person had some really unfortunate luck because their fork wasn't even cut. This sign says it's not made in China, but if you zoom in, it's clearly made in China. And apparently this person was super lazy because they couldn't even move this off the road before painting it. These are some people who had one job.
People who had one job but still messed it up. But what the hell is this? I thought this was supposed to be for wheelchair users. Sorry ma'am, but wearing this is not going to save you from viruses. Construction, but where common sense goes on vacation. People who had...
How much touching is?
Most, go a bit higher.
Higher? What about now?
Go a bit right.
My right or your right?
My right. Oh, you're right.
Okay, what about now?
Now you're right. Perfect.
Is it good?
Yes. Woo!
How am I touching it?
Okay, these are not one jobs. These are
People who had one job but...
normal shorts now. Let's just watch a video that aren't like actually by... Yeah. Like a video that like... Yeah, let's just watch shorts.
People who had one job and still messed it up. Restaurant logo here. Really? One stripe is pregnant. Two stripes is pregnant. What's three stripes? Am I supposed to turn left or right? That is not where the elephant's face goes. Never run out of ink. Except you ran out of ink! That is not a security dog! If you feel unsafe and need help, press this button. Where's the button? The numbers are wrong on the clock. You had one job! How do you even do this? The sliding door company doesn't have sliding doors! Onions for sale in the potatoes box. Those are watermelons! How many straws do you think I need? Did somebody sneeze while making this map? You really couldn't spell cookie right? Follow from...
You had one job and still failed. This sign says do not touch bread with hands, use your tongue. Now, I could be wrong, but I think they mean tongs. This person asked for one pepperoni pizza, and that's exactly what they got. And I think this sign is missing a word because it says no face, no entry. And this puzzle piece says fox. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's a raccoon. And this person found a full potato in their bag of snacks. You had one job.
People who had one job.
Okay, I thought that was...
You had one job and still...
I don't want to...
People who had one job and still failed.
What is it, bro? What the...
People who had one job and still failed.
Okay.
Cut the music, cut the music.
We're just gonna be watching it.
Have you ever asked someone to do one, just one really small, really simple job,
No.
and they've still managed to get it wrong somehow? Like you ask them to load the dishwasher, and they think this is what you meant. Or you could ask them to do the laundry, and find they've put an entire bag of pretzel sticks in with the rest of the load. Well, if you thought that was weird, it's only about to get weirder. From incredible idiocy to major misunderstandings, it's time to laugh at people who just had one job and still managed to screw it up. Okay, I want to introduce you all to someone. This is Antonio. Antonio just helped put down this road. It looks like a real solid, well-laid road. Good job, Antonio. Only there's a gate over there that needs closing and, looks like Antonio didn't account for the fact that adding a thick layer of asphalt to the ground might raise it to the point where the gate won't close over it. Man. I guess there's only one question left to ask.
What do you think, Antonio?
Did he just... Okay. That was either a very good chicken impression, or Antonio's just as confused as to how he missed this as the rest of us. When you refurbish a bathroom, a plumber will usually advise you on what materials to use and what size everything needs to be. When unqualified people who think they know better try their hand at this, though, they can end up with pretty obvious problems. Like this guy who installed a fancy new faucet, but didn't consider the angle of the new water flow. Ah well, who needs a sink when you have a perfectly good drain in the floor there? Now, I'm not a handyman by any stretch of the imagination. I have no idea how to fix a leaky faucet or put up a set of shelves. Now, that said, I think even I know which way round a toilet seat goes, unlike whoever installed this one. Man, I hope they had the smarts to take it off and put it right way round, otherwise this person's in for the dreaded freezing cold porcelain poop. But at least they gave enough crap to try. Whereas the person responsible for this absolute travesty clearly only gave half a crap. Okay, let's try to apply some logic to this situation. Either this bathroom was converted into 2 smaller rooms, and someone spent several hours painstakingly and perfectly erecting a well-fitted drywall around the toilet, which they couldn't remove for reasons, or whoever's job it was to install this toilet took the term half bath way too literally. I mean, I guess it might be... No, I'm at a loss. What do you think? For drywall disaster, hit that like button. And for insane installation, hit that subscribe button. All done? Right, what other jobs have people managed to mess up in the weirdest ways possible? Well, I wouldn't be surprised if whoever installed that toilet seat also put the plastic clasp lid on this juice carton. Come on, the opening's right there. The area's even blocked out in white, so you know exactly where it's meant to go. Now, to be fair, this was probably a factory machine error that flipped the carton the wrong way around during some part of the production line. But still, was the quality control manager at this factory blind? Or do they just not care about the freshness of a man's juice? Sometimes you can't trust an idiot to do one simple job. You have to do it yourself. Except you can turn out to be that idiot if you don't check what you're doing, as this next guy found out. He decided he was going to install a kiddie hole into one of the doors in his home. Only he didn't check which way round the door was before he cut the hole. So when he went to reattach it, this happened. Well, I think he's probably going to pay someone to come fix this mistake. Either that or this cat's going to have to learn how to jump 6 feet straight up. If you've been abroad, you might have bought a t-shirt with the place you visited emblazoned on it as a souvenir. Nice way to remember your trip, right? Okay, so riddle me this. Where in the hell is this t-shirt meant to be from? For a start, that is an outline of Africa, famously an entire continent, not a country. And second, that says Asia, which is an entirely different continent. I have several questions. Who designed this? Who designed this? And finally, who designed this? No wonder this thing was found in the sale section.
You, just you, building your app on Base 44. Describe it. And it's
No matter how old you are or where you come from, we all know Pikachu, the iconic little yellow electric mouse Pokemon. At least I assumed we all did, because whoever put together this Pikachu amiibo figure has clearly never seen a Pikachu before in their life. Somehow they managed to switch the little creature's tail and ears around, leaving it more like a rejected Teletubby design over a Pokemon. Suddenly, I don't want to catch them all. When people list products online, all they have to do is show a photo of what the product actually looks like and then send you that product. Doesn't sound too hard, but it's easier said than done, as Reddit user MattPond1 discovered. A fan of the stop-motion duo Wallace and Gromit, they ordered a cheap coffee mug online in the shape of Gromit's head. But what they actually got was, well, it was a picture of a Gromit-shaped mug on a normal mug. I can't tell if this is a swindler trying to cash in on the weirdly specific Wallace and Gromit mug of fandom, or if someone genuinely thought people wanted a picture of a mug on a mug. Wait, I think I've seen this film before. Yeah. Mugception. Road painters have pretty straightforward and weirdly satisfying jobs. Occasionally, the role involves laying down tape or a stencil and painting within the lines, or just pressing a button on a slow-moving line painting machine to dispense a perfectly unbroken line of paint. Now, I've never done this job in my life, but it seems pretty intuitive to assume that if there's something in the way, you should move it before laying down paint. Otherwise, you end up with scenes like this. I think the biggest insult to this bike owner is that they changed the color of the paint while still spraying the tire. Would it really have been too much to just move the bike onto the sidewalk? Fairly certain it wasn't super glued to the rack. And speaking of things that could easily have been moved out of the way of a paint sprayer, really? Moving a few pieces of dog poop was too hard? At least, I'm assuming that's dog poop. Repairing a hole in a brick wall can be a real pain. The bricks filling the hole need to be cut to size, and then everything has to be shoved into place like one giant heavy jigsaw puzzle. Clearly the process was too much work for the person who was asked to fill this hole. It looks like they turned up, realized they couldn't fit the bricks in lengthwise, and then played Tetris with them instead, shoving them in anywhere they'd fit in, calling it a job done. Man, I hope nobody actually paid for this. Maybe I've been being too skeptical. Maybe these jobs are too hard to get right. Or maybe, just maybe, people are stupid. Because I don't know about you, but I've never forgotten that the handle goes on the outside of the mug. I really don't want to put this down to some sort of machine error, but mass-made ceramic mugs like this are mainly produced by hand through a series of molds and firing processes. This is because the materials and designs are too delicate and complex for machines to process alone. There's no button to push that inserts a handle or folds the body of a cup the wrong way round. That's all down to a human. So someone must have put that handle inside that cup deliberately, and I hate it. Now, back in my youth, which was so long ago I swear I remember dinosaurs roaming the earth, I used to have a part-time job at McDonald's making burgers. It was pretty easy. Open a bun, squirt condiments, add relish, add a slice of cheese, add burger, close, bun. It's literally that simple. Though it looks like someone over at McDonald's was trying to reinvent this process when they added cheese to the outside of this Filet-O-Fish sandwich. Was lifting up the top of the bun somehow too hard? Well, we shouldn't be that surprised. After all, someone else working at this famous fast food franchise had the simple job of flying the McDonald's flag. You know, the one with the big M on it that stands pretty unmistakably for McDonald's. It's not a W for McDonald's. Initially, I thought this might have been part of McDonald's Women's Day PR stunt, where they flipped flags and signs all over the US to show their support for women back in 2018. Yeah. It was a pretty lame gesture considering they'd just come under heavy fire that year for sweeping claims of female employee harassment under the rug, but this image was uploaded a good year before that marketing initiative took hold. Now that said, maybe this actually inspired the PR stunt. The cycle of stupidity continues. While putting the flag upside down is a simple mistake to make, forgetting an entire arch from the famous Golden Arches is another level of dumb.
Are you a Roblox fanatic? Microsoft Rewards has a brand new way for you to earn digital gift cards from Roblox.
Or at least it would be if it weren't intentional. It turns out the famous Golden Arches logo originates from the 1950s McDonald's building designs, which had two illuminated arches on either side of the roof to make them stand out. The Golden Arches weren't incorporated into the logo until 1962, and to this day, some 12 McDonald's locations, long-standing spots that have existed since the 50s, sport signs with just one original arch that used to make up the iconic buildings. But even with all that said, seeing the single arch makes me want to call it McDonald's. There's something about a popsicle shaped like a cartoon character that just makes it taste superior. Sadly, you don't always get what's promised on the box, or at least the guy who bought this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ice cream didn't. And poor Raphael just doesn't know which way he's looking. Did the quality inspector responsible for this batch really give this cross-eyed crusader the green light? Well, at least it has the right number of gumball eyes, unlike SpongeBob over here. Jeez, what kind of ice cream is that, I wonder? Tastes like nightmares? The little yellow minions from the film franchise Despicable Me are so popular that their designs have found their way onto just about everything, from Crocs to pasta shapes. People have even baked their designs into cakes. Aww. Although this doesn't always go to plan. Oh gosh, why would you give it teeth like that? You had one job to make a cute birthday cake from one of many designs, most of which don't have teeth and don't look like they crawled out of hell. Why make it look like it's half minion, half meat grinder? Well, at least an attempt was made here. Unlike what Reddit user Cats and Jeeps 2 experienced. They asked a local bakery to make them a cake in the shape of a Nintendo Switch console for their daughter's birthday. However, the order was passed on to a different baker who for some reason wasn't given the instructions, and so what Cats N received was different. Okay, it might be a world apart from what they asked for, but there is an edible photo of the reference picture of the Switch console Katzen took on the cake, along with Katzen's knees, and the very boomer image of someone taking a picture of the Switch. Just what every 8-year-old wants. Now, our society isn't built well to accommodate people with mobility issues. With that said, I don't think that flipping a set of stairs over like this is the solution. Those ramps are so steep, any wheelchair user will need to be on X Games mode to use them. What seems to have happened here is that these stair sections came prefabricated and were wrapped up to protect them. Unable to see them, the installation crew had to guess which way up they went, and they guessed wrong. Well, it's either that or the stairs were designed by MC Escher. Now, even on a good day, elevators cause me some anxiety because I'm kind of claustrophobic. However, I think I'd feel at ease on this elevator because someone as equally as claustrophobic as me installed not one, not two, but 3 open door call buttons. Wait, hang on. What if these buttons don't actually mean that, though? Where's the button that keeps the door closed? And which one actually keeps it open? Oh no. This has turned into a game of Russian elevator roulette. I think I'll take the stairs. We could all do with getting a bit more exercise, but whoever fixed up this bike in an attempt to cycle their way to health won't be going anywhere in a hurry. Can you see why? Yeah, those pedals are going to prove difficult to push. You need the leverage achieved by pushing down on one pedal to help bring the other pedal around, which is why pedals usually get set 180 degrees from one another. Anyone trying to ride this bike would soon see how difficult it is to gain momentum without that all-important leverage. Not impossible, but very slow and funny to watch.
Okay, this is the end of the video. I'm gonna edit this, and we out. Peace.